Um, Hopefully somebody will pop in here. We can get this live stream going. Special edition of Abide Fishing. Gonna try to catch some fish in a live environment. How cool is that? Um, Out here on Lake Wylie, I put in at my when I say my home launch, it is literally my house. I live on like the South Fork area of Lake Wylie. Put in there. Um, Let me tell you a little bit about what's going on. So far, not going too well. I've been out here for about 2 hours and have zero bites at this point in the day. Zero bites. Uh, I may have had one bite, but it was either a bite or a log. I was not exactly in a position to tell which of the two it was, but hopefully we can figure something out. I might have to uh, uh, crowdsource some ideas because right now we don't really have a whole heck of a lot going on. It looks like I got a couple people in here. Oh, Latino bass. Hold on, I got a little bit of an echo going on. Put in a Latino. I put in at my house. So like I'm at the South Fork River side of Lake Wylie. I live on the Lake River area. So that's where I'm at. I don't actually like fishing this area too much because quite frankly the fishing's not all that great. But I had a little well, let me give you a heads up what's going on. The other day, my check engine light came on in the Abide Mobile, which I was like, all right. My brother's a mechanic, so I took it over to him, and he ran the code and said, "Oh, it's a EVAP code. That you probably need a new gas cap." So I went and got a new gas cap, put that on, didn't fix it. Um, Took it back over there, and he proceeded to tell me, he's like, "Oh no, look at this." He sent me a picture. Uh, Apparently, like some squirrels got in my engine and like chewed up all of like the fuel lines, like squirrels. You could see like the teeth marks. They went through and chewed up all of my fuel lines. So I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to get that fixed. So my brother was going through and he was fixing the fuel lines and stuff. And he texted me and was like, "Hey, I'm 99% sure I got everything figured out and you should be good to go." And a couple minutes later, I texted him and like, "Hey, what's the damage going to be on all these repairs?" And he's like, "Interesting, you said that." And then proceeded to text me a picture as they were driving it around the block to see uh, if their repairs had worked. Somebody ran into them, so the Abide-mobile is like wrecked at the moment. So I don't have a truck. So yeah, hence why I'm on my home lake rather than going out somewhere else because um, yeah, I'm without a vehicle at the moment. So that's where we stand. Uh, if anybody's there in the live chat, looks like we got 24 people in there. That's cool. Um, Give me a thumbs up or anything. Is the sound good? Can you hear me all right? Who's that? Rex Gaming? Heck yeah. Glad to have you here, man. I don't know if you heard my summary so far. I've been out here since 7 o'clock and I've had zero bites thus far. I mean, zero. Um, Let me give you the conditions that we got. The water clarity is about 12 inches, so it's pretty muddy. Water temp is 61 degrees. When I initially launched, I was going upriver from my house, and the upriver side, it is incredibly muddy. I mean, really, really muddy. It was probably 3 inches of visibility, and water temp was about 58 up there. I'd still tried fishing up there, and to no avail. And I was like, well, I got to figure something out. So I turned tail and came down river. Um, haven't really fished this area very much, so this will kind of be a new experience for all of us here. Uh, so yeah, so as I stated, I'm going down river now, um, and again, it's a little clearer, but I ain't saying a lot. I got about a foot of visibility here, and water temp is 61 degrees. Oh man. Watching these little tiny Carolina bass. Again, I like the stream feature. You guys let me know if y'all enjoy this. I just think this is a cool way to connect and for the folks that aren't able to come out, or maybe they're going to church here in a little bit, they may not be able to get out on the water. Watch me completely skunk. Okay, looks like the service might be another issue. I'm gonna keep going just to see what happens. I got two phones running on this one just to see if that works. So you got the forward facing one, so I can talk to you guys. Oh, Latino bass and Gustavo, man, I hate throwing that Ned rig. But as I said, I got two cameras going right now, so hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit. You can see my front facing camera, so I can talk to you, and then the over the shoulder. So in the event we actually do catch anything, um, you should be able to see some live action, which is my plan at least. Um, the other time I tried doing this, I had my buddy Slow Boat Fishing Mark was out here with me, and that was really cool. Really tough fishing, but it was fun because we could chat with each other on this and kind of keep things somewhat entertaining. Um, Obviously, I'm by myself today, so I'm gonna have to rely on you guys to give me something to talk. I have not been doing so hot this year for whatever reason. Um, Last week I went with the Foothills Kayak Club and competed in the whatever their first event of the year out on Lake Norman. Later, that was kind of my thing. I was throwing like I wanted. It was only a 3 fish limit, so that's not, you're not really going for numbers. You're going for bigs. So I was throwing like a big wake bait, throwing a big jig. Uh, and I threw that for half the day. Never got a bite. And I was like, well, at this point, if you fish for 4 hours, throwing all your big fish lures. Tease those guys have out there. Uh, but congrats to um, Landon out there. That was a pretty epic show, and I think that's his second win. He fished fished with foothills and won that as well. So through spinnerbait, through jig. I'm thinking with this water clarity situation that visibility is going to be the thing because you really can't see much of anything. Um, right now, I'm throwing the money badger, Berkeley money badger, hot orangey red coloration. Um, I The closest thing I've had to a bite was on this, so that might be telling me something. When I say it's the closest thing I had to a bite, it may have been a bite, it may have been a log. I don't know. It felt like a bite, but then I went to set the hook and there's nothing there. So jury's still out on that one. Yeah, if I can't get a moving bait bite going, I might have to resort to a shaky head or something. Maybe pick apart these docks and see what happens there. Right now, it's there ain't much going on. Oh, there's my buddy Slow Boat. Mark, why aren't you out here with me? Lines. So I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it is. So they chewed up all my fuel lines. So I told him, I was like, hey, you need to go you need to fix those. So he fixed them and then he texted me and was like, hey, uh I'm 99% sure I got everything fixed. And so I texted him back and it was like, hey, all right, what's the damage on all these repairs? And he's like, interesting you said that because as he was out testing it around the block, somebody ran a red light and wrecked my truck. So my truck is out of commission at the moment. The engine is destroyed. So got to figure that all out. So all that to say is I wasn't able to travel anywhere, so I ended up launching from my house. So I'm on right on the South Fork River side. So that's where I'm at. Hole and you're going uh, down river. I'm about to come up on that bridge where that little marina is. So, if there's anybody on the water and you want to come say hello, come on out. What does that say? Lock them up. Lock them up. Well, right now I'm going for just any kind of bite I could possibly get. Um, Yesterday I just went out on my dock and was just goofing around. And I caught a couple just little dinks on a wacky rig. So maybe I might try that. All right, let's give the shaky head a try on this dock here. Let's see. You guys can critique my casting abilities, watching me try to skip this thing. Hunt is AT&T. So this is probably all right. I asked this earlier. Nobody chimed in. I guess they're trying to keep it secret. What have y'all been wearing them out on lately? 'Cause I need some help. The merch store. Um, it's in its very early stages, but I went through and I put some new um, designs and graphics on there, so you'll be able to see the old favorites that everybody likes. You know, just the logo. I got I mean, I've been seeing fish on the graph. Relating to anything. The ones I've seen have just kind of been out in like 12 foot of water, just isolated, which isn't a good sign. Um, I imagine for the live scope folk, they probably wear them out, but I don't have I don't have live scope, so I'm gonna be beating the bank. That's gonna be my strategy. We'll see if something happens. Sun's trying to peep its head out, which is good. If the sun comes out, we could target them around these docks a little bit better. Or the station that I'm using, I'll show you this. This is one of my favorites in like really muddy water. I was throwing a black one earlier, and I think they call it Z3, but it's bold bluegill. It's kind of got like a brown on the back. It's got a black stripe, and then on the underside, it's got that really bright green neon, and it flashes really good. We'll give this a shot. See if that does anything. I think it'll be cool once the water tent gets up a little bit more, and we can start fishing top water. I know some guys are probably already fishing. I usually don't fish top water until I get to 64 degrees is usually when I start throwing top water. You guys will be happy to know, unlike last time I tried to do a live stream, I did a preemptive pee, so you don't have to worry about me whipping anything out while I'm on the water. Who is that? Jacob. Jacob. Water temp. It just now crest at 62 degrees. So we're at 62 degrees. It's getting warmer the further down we get. And again, hopefully when the sun comes out, I might be able to target these things a little bit better. So far, it's been pretty tough. So what else is going on, guys? What you got? Thanks, man. Oh man, Jacob's down wearing them out. If you guys use one of the apps I like using is Fishbrain. Have you guys use that? Obviously, except for go on there. I did it to try to find new places to fish, and you can log your catches. You can log, what you caught them on. It's kind of like Facebook, but for just for anglers. And there's a lot of the guys that that fish regularly. They post their stuff on there, so it gives you an idea of who's catching what and where and what they're using. But the main thing that I like doing is you can put your uh, actual location on there, and you can hide it. So if you're super secret about your fishing spots or whatever, you can hide it. Uh, but I like having it on there, so I have like a history of what I was doing when. So if I know that I've got a tournament coming up and it's in March, I can go look at my catches, look at where I was catching them, what I was catching them on. You can put all that information in there and kind of track it a little bit better. It's pretty cool. And that's the Fishbrain app. You can find me on there too. That's Abide Fishing. I put all my stuff on there. I don't. Y'all know me. If you YouTube, you don't have any secrets. So um, it's funny. I was talking to a guy who was wanting to start a YouTube fishing channel. Eliminated the fact that you're not telling people where you're fishing or what you're fishing with, then you're reliant solely on being entertaining. And that particular guy, I was like, don't get me wrong, you're a great guy, but you ain't that entertaining. You're not that entertaining. So why in the world? Oh, something just got. I think it was a rim or something. Well, that's a good sign. That's the first. That's the first sign of life I've seen out here. Man, he picked it up and just ran with it. We got brim around here, then bass shouldn't be far behind. Do you have any flex fin shad? I do. I do have some flex fin shad. You think that's going to be the ticket? You know, it's funny. I follow a couple YouTube fishermen. I don't really watch a lot of YouTube fishermen. Um, that said, uh, there's a couple like catfish guys that do live streams. Think of anything more boring than putting a hot dog on a hook, casting it out there, and then waiting 3 hours for a catfish. I don't know what would be so interesting about watching that, but those guys, they actually do really good. Um, for some reason. There we go. There we go. All right. It wasn't a total bust, guys. He ain't a monster, but we're on the board. That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah, fellas. All right. It was worth it. On the Z3. Yeah, just a little spot there. Look at him. All right, let's go. In the water. Getting them back in the water. All right. Okay, I think we're still live. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I got to reset the front camera. Cord like while they're actually catching fish. A little bit different. I have mine running the entire time. And then whenever I catch one, I just kind of reset the camera. That way, when I'm going through and I'm editing stuff, I know exactly where the fish catches are, so I don't have to look through 8 hours of footage. I know that where the catches are. But also the other added benefit of that is when the camera's rolling all the time, I can always catch the bloopers. You know, the bloopers that you're not expecting. Hence why I have such great blooper videos because I'm always running the camera, and sometimes I don't realize there's a blooper until after the fact. Um, One of my favorite ones is when I was that's just funny. It's a little bit more work, but I think it's worth it. So I'm gonna keep doing it. So yeah, that was so log that in the old memory bank. Says we got 15 people in here. Y'all being awful quiet. I can't carry the show all by myself. And that fish was in about 7 foot of water too. So that's kind of how I all right. And that was in about 6 foot of water. So the depth and then what dock it was. So that was a 7 foot just off of a wood pole dock. The area that I'm fishing doesn't have a lot of the like the floating docks or anything. And so that's what I said. I usually try to make a note if I catch fish off a dock, what the depth was And then kind of dock. Was it a floating dock with the black floats? Was it a pier style dock? Um, and usually, if they're relating to a certain type of thing, you could usually zone in and figure it out pretty quick. Like when I was last week when I was on Norman, I was only catching the dinks. I mean, full disclosure, I was only catching dinks, but it got to the point where I was able to just call my shots. You know, one of those things. It was if it was a black floating dock, 6 foot of water, I could there's going to be a fish there like every time. Um, so that's one of my little tricks. Slow boat visibility is very poor. I was telling people earlier, I launched from the house and went upriver, and the visibility up there was just, and it was much colder. So I came down uh, downriver a little bit where the water clarity and temp was going to be a little bit. It's about a foot of visibility right now, and we're hovering right at 62 degrees. So what else is going on in you guys' world? I might as well disclose this. There's been some significant changes in my world as of late. Starting last year, we went through the process of getting licensed. In our house on January 9th. So literally, we were licensed for 4 days, and then we got kids in our house. So we got 2 kids in our house now, um, ages 2 and 3. They're great kids. It's a lot of work. I'm sure if you have kids, it's coming as no surprise, but it has been a absolute shock to the system. I tell you, going from 0 kids to 2 overnight. Um, it's been good, challenging but good. The kids are great, boy and girl. 24-hour supervision. I mean, you can't just tell them to hey go out in the yard and play because they will find some way to kill themselves. And it's amazing the creative ways that they are finding to kill themselves. Um, Not intentional. It's just they're fearless. They're just absolutely fearless. And yeah, they're great kids. Oh, but man, a lot just absolutely fearless. If you all Vanilla said he was doesn't bode well. Well, we've got one in the boat, so not a skunk. We got the skunk out of the boat, so that's good. Um, Going over like a little brush pile or something down there. try that again. It's going over like a little brush pile or something up under this dock. See what we'll see what happens on cast 2. Um, the other day when I was out on Norman doing that, goes by the name El Chapo. Um, and yeah, he was out on his little bass tracker, and we got to talking, and he uh, he challenged me. You know, obviously with a name like El Chapo, he's all about the Berkeley Chapo, and he thinks that it's the superior top water bait. Um, if you're a regular to this channel, you know that I am partial to the True South Custom Lures V Twin buzz bait. As far as I'm concerned, that is fish top water for a buzz bait Chapo fishing challenge. And I haven't got back up to with him yet. We kind of chatted a little bit, but I'm going to take him up on that offer simply because I really don't think that it's going to be any kind of, it's not even going to be a competition, really. I'm that confident in the V Twin. In fact, when we go out and do that challenge, um, I'll even let him like sit in the front and I'll sit in the back. I will fish all of his sloppy seconds water. And I still am confident that the V Twin will prevail. So keep an eye out for that. Well, I'm going to do that. Get up with him and figure out time we can do that. Plus, um, anytime anybody you discover women and suddenly fishing is not nearly as important. So I got out of fishing for a long time. Got rid of that boat, and then I don't know, probably actually probably longer than that. 10 years ago, I bought another just a cheap old boat, bass boat, and I named it the Black Pearl because the thing was broke. Um, and I just got to the point where I was tired of looking at it. I was tired of fixing it. I wanted to fish. I didn't want to be a boat mechanic. Um, and so I got so frustrated with it. I literally just gave the boat away. I was like, I just want to be done with this thing. So gave the boat away. Didn't fish for a long time after that, a couple years after that. And then that's when I stumbled upon the kayak fishing world and have never looked back. The kayak is the absolute way to go. Second only to using somebody else's boat. Boats are great so long as they're somebody else's. that's that's kind of where I stand on that. Uh, yeah, boats are great so long as they're somebody else's problem to fix because they are just problems. So all that to say is, if anybody that's wants to invite me out, I'm absolutely agreeable to that. So shoot me an invite. I'll be glad to take you up on that offer. Guys, I'll tell you when to reopen them. You can open them now. Oh man, it's a beautiful day, man. It's been a long, cold winter. I am so glad that spring is finally here. I feel like I'm coming back to life. Based on some of the other options, I'll take it all day long. The weather in the South is it's just unmatched. Oh man, Mark's already putting bets. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, Mark's already putting bets on that Chopo versus V Twin challenge. His money's on the V Twin. I think that's safe money. That's a safe bet there. Dude, that V Twin is something else, man. Again, I don't my loan spawn. I don't go with spawn. People approach me for, it's one of those things. If I'm only going to endorse products that I actually use and like, which is why the partnership that I have with 47 Lures is so great. You can check them out, 47lures.com. Um, they're phenomenal. And I am never going to endorse something that I don't believe in. And I say all of that because, man, I would love to have a sponsorship with True South for the things that 47 doesn't make, which is predominantly the spinner baits and the buzz baits. Um, their jigs are really good. I think between 47 and if I could ever land True South, um, I'd be made in the shade on that. You don't get two better fishing companies than them two. Um, so yeah, if anybody has connections with the guys over there at True South, let them know because he just said hi. I don't even know if I want to say that name. I just got a Lake Wylie, and it's been a struggle. Only got one fish in the boat, but I don't know. I got high confidence. I got high confidence I can make something happen. cast went about a mile up under that dock. So just to give you guys the heads up, what my plan was. Um, I was planning this live stream to last about an hour. So just give you that's kind of we're kind of like at the 8 minute warning. So that's kind of where we're at. I'd really like to put another fish in the boat while we're doing this, but at this point it's out of my hands. Fishing is probably the hardest thing to become a YouTube influencer with. Um, YouTube prioritizes people who can make tons of content that appeals to lots of people. And I mean, just think about fishing. Fishing, you're on the water for 8 hours, and you might have on a good day 20 minutes of action. So it's not like something that lends itself to being able to create lots of content. So you're already kind of working at a disadvantage there. Um, and then YouTube also prioritizes uh, content that has wide appeal. And let's just talk about wide appeal for a second. What is wide appeal? Think about people who fish. Number one, women don't fish. Fishers and all of them. Um, the notable ones. But for the most part, women don't fish. So right there, your potential audience is in half. So you've just already like actually enjoy fishing or actually fish, maybe 10, 15%. And so that's probably 10% of that. So you're fighting for a very, very small sliver of the potential audience pool. I'm not saying it's not doable. I mean, clearly people do it and are successful in it, but it is a hard business to do. And again, this is for whatever reason in this area, I'm considered one of the more popular channels. I only got what 3,000 subscribers, and I'm fortunate. I mean, I love the subscribers that I have. Oh, I lost it. I was over there running my yap, and I missed it. Dang it. Let me see if he'll come back for it. I don't think so. I think he got the hook. Nope. Didn't come back. Let's see if he has a friend up under there. This is probably why I don't live stream like in tournaments and stuff. Is I like the sun's out. Man, I just got a tip for is watercolor like I got, but this low visibility, man. I don't know. I don't. I'm sure you can catch them on that. I don't have a lot of confidence. I put fluke and jerkbait kind of in the same category in that when it water. I don't know. I don't typically fish flukes in low visibility. Same with jerkbaits. I don't really fish jerkbaits in low visibility. It's a lure that's so visual. Um, and when you're only got one, got one. All right, all right, and right at the 1 hour mark. Heck yeah! This is kind of the time I wanted to call it a day anyway. Look at that guy. All right, guys, just a little dink there, but nice way to end the live stream. Thanks everybody for that came along for the ride. I'm going to go ahead and call it, but this is fun. I'm going to do more of this. Let me know and down in the comments if this is something a format that you like. Hopefully we can do more of this when the bite picks up and it'll be a little bit more action packed. But we were able to put two in the boat while on the live stream, and I lost another one. So yeah, good times. Anyways, if you'd like to know anything about what I did today, the lures, the launch, or anything else, you can look down in the description box. I'm going to leave some additional information down there. While you're there, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hype the videos. And I'll be seeing you next week. Also, just letting you know the merch store is up and live, so you can check that out at abidefishing.com. Let's get this guy back in the water. I'm going to film it with this too. All right, here we go. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one.